Adam here, and this is your daily rant for March 28th of 2013. Now, unfortunately for you good people, today I don't really have anything that's pissing me off, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about two major surprises that I found in the news yesterday. The first one being, of course, a lot of people know now that Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain, or Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, is now in existence. That didn't come as too much of a surprise to people, because when the Phantom Pain trailer initially came out, people were immediately looking at the logo and seeing where Metal Gear Solid 5 was fitting in. So for the most part, that wasn't a big surprise. What the real surprise was is that Ground Zeroes that they had shown off before the Phantom Pain trailer had come out, both of these games are collectively Metal Gear Solid 5, and that's a really interesting idea. I don't know if it's now one game itself or it's going to be two separate games that follows what the entire story of Metal Gear Solid 5 is, because both of it's going to have to do with Big Boss. And I think it was something about it's 10 years after Peace Walker, and then Phantom Pain follows 9 years after Ground Zeroes. It's kind of complicated shit. I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid guy, so for me it's a little in the murky water. But either way, like, that was a pretty interesting surprise they pulled out of their pocket. I mean, the trailer itself too, most of it was old footage from the two trailers from Ground Zeroes and from Phantom Pain, but the stuff that got linked together and everything else, it flowed really well and it looked really damn good, and I'm kind of interested now. I mean, the Ground Zeroes demo really impressed me anyway, so I had a bit of an intriguing interest going into it. So now that we know what the deal is with this game, we can't, now all we're doing is waiting for a release date, and I can't wait to see how this runs. The other surprise is something that's even more surprising to me for two reasons. One, it's a television show, and two, it's a television show I didn't think I was going to have any interest in to begin with if you had told this to me. But on the 4th of April, there's going to be on NBC a new thriller series called Hannibal. Yes, that is based off Hannibal Lecter. That's going to be starring Lawrence Fishburne, Hugh Dancy, and Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal Lecter. And if people don't recognize the name, because I sure as hell didn't, even though I knew the face, he's the guy who played Le Chiffre in Casino Royale. Now, the trailer, I'm really surprised that, of all places, NBC too is going with this. It is a bloody, violent fucking trailer. Like, it is badass looking. The show itself is going to be at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. It's obvious they can't have it that early. Kids are not going to want to see that shit. There are stuff that looks like it came out of a fucking Saw movie or something. The way that some of the bodies are looking, it's like, holy shit, dude. But it actually looks really good. I thought it was a film initially, like that. It was really good quality. I was sitting there thinking, I know this is a television show, but god damn, does it look like a film? And I don't know. I wasn't really ever interested in Hannibal Lecter and all that stuff. I mean, Silence of the Lambs was the only exception to that rule. Anything else that's had the Hannibal name on it, I really haven't cared much for. And when I heard that this show was coming, I'm like, oh, whatever. It'll just be some, kind of, just a murder thriller plot. I didn't think it would be as fucking violent as this, though. Holy shit! If you guys haven't watched the trailer, do so. I'm amazed that amount of violence is on an NBC show. It doesn't matter what time it is. It could have been at 2 in the morning. It wouldn't matter. Like, the fact that NBC is putting something with this much gore in it is actually pretty shocking to me, because the only shows that you see with that much blood, or at least that much organs, I guess, too, is shows like CSI. So either way, I'm surprisingly looking forward to at least checking out the first episode, seeing what that's all about. So for me, it's interesting because that's two things with Metal Gear Solid 5 and Hannibal that it's like, those are two things that I'm not usually into, and it takes something pretty special to actually get me off of my, I guess, judging a book by its cover sort of opinion, because I've never really enjoyed the Metal Gear Solid series, so when something interests me like that, it really has to work its ass off to do it. And I mean, same with Hannibal. I'm not too big on really violent, gory movies, or even just in the case of like thrillers and stuff that's really creepy and shit, because my imagination, as I said in the last rant with the horror games, is my imagination runs way too damn wild for its own good. But either way, that's two things I'm really excited about. I mean, there's a whole lot more. I mean, this is there for the last month. There's been so many interesting announcements and so much cool stuff, like Kick-Ass 2, now that I've finally seen the trailer for that, and that looks damn good. There's so much that's really being revealed here, and to think that E3, especially on the video game side, E3 is going to be on the rise. Like, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to now a game and a show that I never would have thought about either wanting to watch or play, and I'm going to get the chance to do that when they both come out. So I'm looking really forward to that.